Hello, Carl the Red, coming live here on Sunday evening. I know it was live not that long ago for a bit of an update on the Harry Maguire situation, but we'll go live again because we've had the here we go from Fabrizio Romano himself on Twitter just a minute or two ago. Here we go, Andre Onana to Manchester United. Final bits and pieces being confirmed. United applying for a visa for him to go on the tour to USA. Makes perfect sense. So, looks like we're finally getting our goalkeeper in. It looks like it's going to be in time for him to go on the tour, which obviously is great news for Man United fans. For anyone obviously who wants us to be able to actually build for the season ahead. And this is, I think, hopefully then, so going to allow us to, because anyone who's a United fan knows we can only do one deal at a time. We can't do two deals. We can't work on multiple deals. So this now hopefully allows us to move on to the next deal. Whether it's Rasmus Højlund in terms of getting him in, as we've got a striker in place, because I think the concern now, as a fan, is that we've got the keeper in, we've got Mason Mount in, so we can now play out from the back. We've got Martinez, obviously, Varane. We've got the players who can play out from the back. We've got the goalkeeper lets us do that. We've beefed up the midfield. We've got Mason Mount there to go with Casemiro. He's got a bit more energy, a bit more physical. Attributes to his game than Christian Eriksen. I still think Eriksen could be an important player to the squad for the next season. But now, what happens when we get to that final third? We're going to get the ball at the back, play it out, do well, create the chances in midfield, and then we'll get to our front three, and we're going to shoot from 30 yards, and the wingers will cut in, blast it from the edge of the box. The striker will get it on the edge of the box and just hit it and hope. Because that's what we were doing at the end of last season. Hit and hope every time. Anthony, Garnacho, Rashford, forget Weghorst. It didn't matter who it was who was on the ball. They got about 30 yards away from the goal, and they just hit it. There was no looking for a better option. There was no trying to take on the man and get into a better position before you have the shot. It was just, I've got 30, within 30 yards, bang, it's gone out, goal kick, the keeper's had an easy save. Okay, yes, sometimes they do go in, they look spectacular when they do, but that now is where we need to be looking at going forward. But the Andre Onana signing, when Fabrizio Romano gives you here we go, it's pretty much a dead cert. I know last summer he gave it once from Alice, and then we came and stole 11 and a half hour hijack, if you will, but it's as good as done. So that's going to be good news for United. Getting Onana over the line, getting him in, getting him off to the USA tour with the rest of the squad. That's all good news, obviously. Lots to be positive about there. For those who haven't heard of him or seen him over the last few years, I don't know where you've been. He played in the Champions League final the season that's just finished against Manchester City. Ultimately, he was on the losing side, but if you saw the way he took the ball and he was running with the ball and getting up into the opposition half and towards the end of the game and trying to make things happen, he's a risk taker. He's a character, he's a personality, and that's what we need, because the goalkeeper jersey in Manchester United, it weighs heavy, very, very heavy. Over the years, when we've tried to replace Peter Schmeichel, Edwin van der Sar, we've had players who you would otherwise say were good, really good quality players. Fabien Barthez won the World Cup with France, but they've come into Manchester United and that goalkeeper jersey just weighs so heavy on them, and they can't perform, they can't express themselves, they can't succeed because just the pressure. I think playing for Manchester United is a whole different type of pressure, different atmosphere to play for any other Premier League side. I don't think there's anything that compares to it, because the scrutiny from the media goes back to what I was saying, previously, what I've said before about, we're clickbait. You put United in a headline, whether it's an article for The Sun, the Daily Mirror, on The Athletic, a video on YouTube. You put Man United in that headline, in the title, and you get views, you get clicks. It's established, that's what happens. The numbers don't lie. I mean, Arsenal have got more views and retweets and whatever for signing a player than Man City got for winning the treble. It just goes to show when you've actually got fans, like a Man United, like an Arsenal, like a Liverpool, there's a weight of expectation. There's a pressure. There's a pressure to perform to a certain level. And United have got more fans than any other club in the country. That's not a dig at Arsenal or Liverpool. You can call it a dig at Man City because they ain't got any. But that's just facts. That's just facts. We get more attention than anyone else. So when you put that United shirt on and go out on the pitch, you've got more eyeballs watching you, more journalists watching you, more YouTubers watching you, more pundits watching you. You know, you're on probably more TV channels around the world. It's just the weight of expectation, is the pressure to perform. Not everybody has the mentality to handle that. And I think we saw it, Champions League final, Andre Onana getting the ball, running into the opposition half, going up for corners or for whatever. I think he's got the personality. I don't think he's going to be scared. I don't think he's going to be afraid. He has played, of course, for Erik ten Hag before at Ajax. So they've got a history together. They do know each other. And that, I think, again, that, you know, I know we get this accusation of, you know, only getting Dutch players or players from the Dutch league. Obviously, Onana's just played in the Champions League final. It's just one, you know. So, you know, he's had a great season out in Italy. So I don't think you can level that accusation. But it makes a lot of sense in a way, because when our recruitment department is as bad as it has been for the last few years, you know, and, you know, going back to when Fergie retired, I guess, and maybe even towards the end of Fergie's reign, we weren't really that great necessarily signing up-and-coming players. I mean, Robin van Persie from Arsenal was a cracking deal. He was the guy who scored us the goals that won us the league after we lost out on goal difference. But you can only say we've uncovered a gem there. He just had an amazing season for Arsenal, and then he come over and did it for us. That's a no-brainer. I mean, yes, getting the deal over the line, but it's a no-brainer of a signing. I mean, and if you look at most of the signings we've made since then, it's been the same. They're no-brainer signings. I like the sign of Mason Mount, but, you know, it's obvious that he's a good player. You know, yes, he didn't look great in that Chelsea side last season, but who did? You know, so I don't think you can judge him harshly on that. But the signings we make, Bruno Fernandes, he was with the stand-up player in the Portuguese league. We're not uncovering, you know, 19-year-olds who are coming up in, whether it's in England, whether it's in Europe, whether it's in, you know, Latin America, Portugal. It doesn't matter where they are. We're not finding them and snapping them up for that, you know, £1-2 million before they become the 50 million, 60 million, 70 million pound player. You know, which is what Ajax were really good at when Erik ten Hag was there. Now, how much of an input Erik ten Hag had in that, and how much was coming from the director of football, from the scouting and recruitment team, obviously, I guess that's what we'll find out over the coming few seasons, is if he stays at United long enough. Hopefully he does. But obviously, that's what we need to, you know. So for now, getting in players he knows, he can trust, he fit the way he wants to play, because he's played, and he knows the way Erik ten Hag wants to play, because he's played that style before very successfully. You know, won trophies under Erik ten Hag. So that, to me, now, that's you know, is a huge step. We've got a goalkeeper in, a goalkeeper that plays the way the manager wants to play. He is, in that sense, I think, an upgrade on David De Gea. I like David De Gea. I was a huge fan of David De Gea, and I think as United fans, we owe David De Gea a huge debt of gratitude. You know, absolutely, I'm not going to slag De Gea off. I'm not one of those people, you know, who were laughing and, you know, over the moon because he'd gone. I think the club handled that absolutely appallingly. I've covered that already, but it gives us a platform now. We've got the goalkeeper in who can, you know, who will take the ball, you know, run up to the halfway line with it if needs be, and then look to play a pass to a teammate. We've got a goalkeeper who can do that. He can be that sweeper who will come out and, you know, he's eccentric. He'll probably make mistakes. He'll probably cost goals, but that's what everyone wants, right? That's what the modern goalkeeper, not my words, is these days. That's what, you know, we're all told we need to have. I'd have been happy keeping De Gea for another season or two, focusing on the other areas of the team, like getting in a couple of strikers, getting in some cover for Casemiro. Why we're not in for Moises Caicedo? Is it finances? Is that coming from the top? That worries me, because that's the sort of player we should be looking to bring in. Mount, is more of that number 8 who gets forward, but we also need a second number 6 who can, if you need that double pivot at away at Anfield, for example, or the Emirates, the Etihad, can provide that. Can also then in other games provide cover for for Casemiro, so that Casemiro can have a rest if he's injured, suspended, whatever. There's someone who can come in and do the same job, because the problem is I think we're still at that point where, okay, Onana's going to come in, but if he gets injured, who's going to be a second choice goalkeeper who can play the same way? It's not Tom Heaton, is it? It's not, so, I know we've been linked with that young lad Suzuki. I don't really know enough about him to comment. Maybe he does play that sort of way, but again, it's one of them where you lose one or two players and you have to fundamentally change the way you play. And it's the Harry Maguire problem, where as soon as he plays, your defensive line drops another few yards. So you've got that gap then that opens up between the defence and the midfield. When Casemiro didn't play last season, you put him at McTominay or Fred and relying on them. Well, they can't do the job anywhere near as well as Casemiro. They don't read the game as well. They don't make the interceptions as well. They don't track the runners as well. They're not as good in terms of distribution on the ball, in my opinion. So I haven't looked at the stats, but I'm sure the stats will back that up. If I did look into it. So we need players who let us play the style of football the manager wants to play. And you can have your first 11, but you need the depth, because as soon as one's out injured, if you're bringing in a McTominay and Maguire, Tom Heaton in goal. Now, I don't doubt Tom Heaton could do a job as a shot stopper for 2 or 3 games if need be to cover, but then if you can't play it from the back in the same way as Onana, you've got that fluidity, that style of play is lost. So you're not just replacing one player with another who can play the same style but maybe not to the same high level. It's completely different, complete change in the mentality, the philosophy, the way of play. So I think that's something we need to be mindful of. I'm happy with the Onana signing. I think it is, like I say, as much as I love De Gea, and to me that was not the main priority. Strikers, midfielders, probably another centre-back. They're the priority areas. I left it another year or two to replace the keeper. I think things have happened where, we weren't going to get a Kane or an Osimhen, so we missed out Kim Min-jae. So there's money there that we would otherwise have spent on those signings is available to do something with. And Eric Ten Hag's probably going, well, we can get an Onana now. Will he be available in a year or two? Maybe not. Let's go get him. I know him. I can trust him. He plays the way I want to play. Let's get it done. So makes a lot of sense. It wasn't plan A. I think we're probably on about plan E, F, G, H, whatever by now. Doesn't mean he's a bad signing. I think he may be a good signing. I think he'll make quite an impression. I'm just waiting though for that first mistake that costs a goal, maybe costs us the match even. And straight away, there's going to be people on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, TikTok, wherever the threads, whatever the new ones are now. I'm not that down with the kids, I can't lie. There's going to be people on social media, on radio, phone-in shows, on TalkSport, 5 Live, whatever. Go, oh, it's rubbish. De Gea would have saved that. De Gea would have done that. If we had De Gea, we'd have won that game. And it's too late by then because he's gone. So be careful what you wish for. At the same time, we need to back the players that we have got, whether we like that, whether it's your first choice or not, whether they're risk takers or not. We need to back those players, support the players, support the club, support the manager. Don't support the Glazers, obviously. They're scummy parasites, need to go. But let's not get too weighed down tonight on that. We've got to be happy about the signings. Can't detract from the fact that still needs to be full sell only, Glazers out. We can't lose that focus. Yes, be happy about the signings. Yes, be happy that the manager is getting the players in to play the way he wants to play. Absolutely. But don't let that be a smokescreen to take away from the real issues that, the sales have gone on for over 6 weeks without any contact with the 2 main bidders. That is still absurd. Anyway, Andre Onana, we've got the here we go. Fabrizio Romano's confirmed it's going to happen in the next 24 hours or so. Hopefully we'll get a picture of Onana soon, holding up his new number 1 jersey at Old Trafford. Yeah, get him on board. If you're watching this, my second video tonight, really do appreciate that. If you've made it this far, absolute legend. Give the video a like, show some love for Andre Onana coming to the Premier League. Whether you're a United fan or not, you've got to admit he's entertaining, his box office. You might be a Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea fan, whatever. If you watch United next season with Onana in goal, you never know what he's going to do. It could be something amazing. It could be something absolutely absurd where United fans got their head in their hands. But it's going to be entertaining, which is something Day did. I mean, he'd make saves look amazing, and he'd pull out saves that you probably wouldn't expect him to make. But you can't really say he was entertaining. He wasn't box office in that sense. So that's something that's going to be different. Probably haven't had a goalkeeper like that probably since maybe Fabian Barthez. So yeah, that's something to look forward to, I guess, for the new season. Something, maybe again brings more eyeballs to that United goalkeeper position, the weight of the jersey. But I think Onana will thrive on that. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Love you for watching us. Love you if you hit that like and subscribe. Absolute legends. Let's keep on. Let's get some more plays in.